Well, hello there. This is the Chess Noob, learning and having fun with chess. Now, if you missed my videos from earlier in the week, I've just launched my new book, Become a Chess Assassin. It's this book I'm really proud of. It's a celebration of the romantic style of chess, teaches you how to play some of the best chess opening attacks. And I'm really pleased because it's just made the top selling chess book on Amazon in Australia. So thank you to all my Australian fans. Now, in the spirit of the romantic style, I'm really pleased to show you this game, which I think I played earlier today, or maybe yesterday. Now, I had the black pieces, and white decided to lead with the Wayward Queen Attack. So that's, of course, e4, e5, and the immediate queen h5. So making an attack on the pawn, potentially with check, potentially, the bishop here looking for a scholar's mate. That's the idea of the Wayward Queen Attack. And the received way to defend against this is relatively quite simple, which is why the Wayward Queen is not a very good move, which is to develop the Queen's Knight. You have to defend that pawn. Then they bring out the bishop here, the immediate scholar's mate, but the g6, attack the queen comes back, develop the knight, and here potentially white will often blunder. If they don't defend that square, then knight forward to d4, and it's basically really winning. So here, knight for the play with the white pieces has to come here to defend that square, and from this position the way you would play this is potentially quite simple. So you want to fianchetto the bishop, maybe play d6, potential bishop to g4, and then short castle. That's the idea. Now, the thing with the Wayward Queen Attack is, if you notice in this position, it's actually not that bad for white. And if white is a really committed Wayward Queen Attack player, and they've really sort of studied the computer lines, it's not necessarily, it's not bad for white, and they can potentially outplay you. So playing down the best responses, if they know the way to play it, they know the computer lines, you can get into a bit of trouble. So theoretically, even before I played this game, I kind of knew that you can actually just develop the king's knight and sacrifice that pawn. But that is technically okay, though I've never actually played that before. However, there's an argument to be made, and I've seen written before, that this in fact might be the more psychologically valid way of playing it, because you are getting the Wayward Queen Attack player potentially out of their prep. And knight to f6 is, in fact, when you look at the Lichess community database, the move that has the best win ratio for black over white. Now, white will of course take with check, and the idea is you sacrifice a piece, the bishop here, you can see, excellent move, and the idea is to short castle the king, and effectively you now chase white's queen. They probably won't know this line very well, and this is known as the Kiddie Countergambit. Kiddie, because when you look at competitive databases, almost all the games are played in youth tournaments, especially under 10 tournaments, which is of course where you might potentially see the Wayward Queen Attack being played. This is potentially quite okay. Look at that. Basically 0-0-0. In fact, it's about minus 0.1. Still slightly favors black, even though you're down a piece, which means the position is better for black, which gives that compensation. Now here, white in this game developed their knight. Makes sense. What are they going to do? And I decided to immediately attack the queen, to now counterattack. A number of other possible moves as well. d5 is good. Immediate short castles is good as well. But by attacking white's queen, chasing the queen, you're inviting them to make a mistake, to blunder, and also changing the dynamic. You are now chasing them. They want to make an aggressive attack, but this is now a romantic counterattack of white's queen. Let's see what happens. They play queen f4, it's okay. And here, again, d6 or short castles is best, but I decided to do a probe. This isn't the most accurate move because obviously, you know, they potentially have e5 there, but I'm basically doing a bit of a probe, attacking the queen once again. What are they going to do? And here I'm probing their psychological style. Are they rattled? Are they going to start retreating the queen? Are they feeling uncomfortable and worried about this counterattack? And yes, they move the queen, slow backwards move. Well, it's a slow move, retreating the queen rather than pushing forward with the attack, which would have been with e5. And so now, psychologically, I'm going to keep attacking. So this is not the most accurate move, speculative move, attack there. You know, they really have to do something because that is a royal fork. So here they move the queen yet again, multiple queen moves, and that's a bit of an inaccuracy. The knight is defended by the bishop, of course. Now, in this position, I decided to immediately just short castle, just to get the king out of the center. You can see Stockfish says it's quite okay just to take the hanging pawn. I saw that. Here, they should have pushed that pawn. I thought potentially that was all right because either way, I could potentially pin that pawn to the king. This is a mistake. Two attackers, but there's two defenders, so it doesn't really work. And so I give the knight a bit of a kick. They now push that pawn. That's a mistake, though I don't punish it correctly. The best move here for black, which now I'll know that next time I play, is a very tricky move, which is bishop captures. Because here, queen takes, that's a logical move, but now I'll rook to e8, and here there's potentially a discovered check that is still being attacked. And let's say they do something that's a little bit unwise and move the knight out of the way. Bang, discovered check, and they can potentially lose the queen. So in this position, that was the best move. I didn't see it in game, but instead I played queen to e7. Still saw, still got the pin, still potentially seeing a discovered check there. What are they going to do? Of course, that knight is still hanging. They bring it back as expected. Now with an attack, push my knight forward. It's an attack. Now, that apparently wasn't the most accurate move. Again, I still had that same bishop tactic from before. Now here, attack here, but also I've got an attack on that pawn. Here, they make a blunder. That's a mistake. They needed to defend that pawn with d4. Here, I just take that pawn, which they have a problem because now there's potentially a discovered check. They don't see the tactic. They thought that they had a better attack on me. See, with knight with an attack, they're probably thinking, if I move my knight and there's a check, they can just take my queen. But can you see what move I've got? Can you see it? They should have taken this way. Knight captures knight, double check. Mate in one now. Double checks make the impossible possible. My queen is hanging, my knight is hanging, but with double check, the king must move. King has only one legal move. King to d1, queen to e1, and it's mate. Good game, GG. Fairly short game today, but the big takeaway from this game is to try the Kiddie Countergambit the next time you face against the Wayward Queen Attack. It's surprisingly good, and you'll take the dedicated Wayward Queen Attack player out of their comfort zone. In any case, I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a good day.